Hi, and welcome to Learning with Mrs. Lasley. Today I'll be talking about everyday activities that are educational. So, I will be introducing to you about 10 activities that you or your child does every single day that actually teaches them something new and enhances their skills. So, if you want to teach your kids something, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be creating lesson plans or researching to find the most educational activity you can during the summertime. A lot of what you're doing and what your child is doing on a daily basis actually does teach them important skills that they need later on and will help them in their academics. So, 10 activities, one of them being baking or cooking. So, baking and cooking is awesome. It's something that you do most likely every single day, and it's a great activity to incorporate with your kiddos. So baking and cooking incorporates measuring skills, fine motor skills, reading all of the ingredients, and for the older kids, even it requires sometimes conversions of tablespoons to teaspoons to cups, etc. All of these things are very educational and very helpful for your kids. Not to mention, it's a great life skill to learn how to bake and cook. Even more than that, it's a great bonding moment. So baking and cooking is an awesome way to incorporate your kids into something educational and teach them a good life skill. 2 is meal planning. Again, something that you probably do every single week, maybe even more frequently than that. Meal planning is a great activity to incorporate your kids on, even if it seems a little bit silly. Meal planning is awesome for the kiddos because it teaches them responsibility. It also talks to them about math and adding everything up and looking with a budget. It also incorporates some of the nutrition aspect of it too. That's a great way to introduce your kids to nutritional facts and ways to kind of keep themselves healthy through their food. 3 is Legos. Now, I know a lot of you probably have Legos at home, but I bet you didn't know that Legos are actually really educational for your kiddos. So even though they're spending an hour or so playing with Legos, that's actually a great activity for them. Legos teaches engineering skills. It's also a great STEM activity. If you haven't heard of that already, STEM is awesome. It's a great problem-solving activity, and it also teaches creativity because they can create basically anything with just little Legos. That's pretty cool. Number 4 is card games and board games. So something simple that you can be doing with your kids, spend 10-15 minutes a day playing a card game or a board game with them. This teaches them a lot of really cool things, one of which being shape recognition. They also are taught critical thinking, strategy skills, and sportsmanship skills, right? So they learn how to gracefully win and lose, which is another great skill for their life and for school and academics as well. Number 5 is puzzles. So again, that's maybe something that your child is already doing, and that's a really educational activity for them. It's a simple, independent activity that doesn't necessarily require hands-on work, but it helps with hand-eye coordination. It also helps with spatial awareness and problem-solving skills, which are all excellent life skills for your kiddo to have in the future. Number 6 is cleaning or housework. That seems like it potentially could be a boring one, and you probably already have your kids doing some kind of cleaning and housework, well, hopefully. But this is a great way, as we know, to teach good life skills. They'll need to know how to clean the house or organize certain things, but organizing and cleaning also helps with time management skills and problem-solving skills, especially if they're having to sort things, especially for like really young kiddos. I love sorting activities. It is a great math exercise, and it's very good to challenge their brain and work on that problem-solving skill. Number 7 is writing letters to loved ones. So again, that seems very simple, but that works on a lot of different skills. 1, it's just a good life skill to work on, right? Reaching out to people, communicating, all of that is wonderful. And it also teaches the mechanics of writing. So they have to get their grammar well. They have to get their grammar right. They have to get their spelling correct. So all of these things are good writing components that we'll continue to work with. And it's a great way to bond with your family and friends. Another activity is exercise. So we all know that there are plenty of ways that kids can exercise, but some indoor activities that they can exercise with, there's a couple of different resources. One of which is Go Noodle. So if you haven't heard of that, you should definitely look into it. Go Noodle is awesome. It's a great way to get your kids engaged and exercising indoors. There's also Kids Bop Dance and Cosmic Kids Yoga. Now, all of these different platforms can be found on YouTube and probably all over our websites. So feel free to check those out. This obviously teaches physical education, and it's a great stress coping mechanism and strategy in case if you have kids that are struggling with anxiety or stress or anything of the above. Pretty much every child goes through something stressful or anxious. So this is a great activity to get them moving, get their blood pumping, and teach them about physical education. 9 is gardening. So maybe not all of you have gardens, but you could do some kind of planting activity with your kid at some point during the summer, and this is really educational for them. It teaches them all about plants, it teaches them about life cycles, it also teaches them about functional writing. So in order to follow directions in gardening, you have to read the directions and be able to follow every direction, right? So this is a great activity for them. And finally, free play. Free play is awesome, mostly because it's independent. Don't feel bad for letting your kids play by themselves. Allowing kids to be bored is actually one of the best things you can do, because let's be honest, kids are not going to be stimulated their entire life. It's just not going to work. You can't be stimulated every single moment of every single day. As adults, we totally understand this. Kids will also need to learn to understand this. It's good to be bored because out of boredom comes a lot of creativity, new ideas, motivation, etc. There's a lot of things that they can learn from being bored. And those are a lot of awesome life skills that just require you to just hands off, let them do what they want to do, and allow them to be bored. That's when really good critical thinking comes in. So those are 10 everyday activities that are also educational. I hope this is helpful. Please let me know if there's any kind of video that you would like me to talk about or a different subject that you want me to add a video to. I would love to do that. Please keep posted on my website, learningwithmrslasley.com. I post new content every single week, and every single Wednesday I will post a new video on YouTube as well as my website. So please make sure to like and subscribe my video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your week, and happy learning.